Hello and welcome to the fifth episode of the In the Net podcast. This weekend is the beginning of football coming home, so we're going to be talking about the England starting 11 that we'd be picking for the first game against Croatia. A few sort of picks from the tournament in terms of who we think is going to win, who we think the dark horses will be, etc., etc. Some more transfer speculation and obviously discussing Ben White getting in the squad ahead of Lingard, Ward Prowse, whoever else you might have picked. But what do you want to start off with then, Hugh?
Come on, England, football's coming home. Let's be optimistic, yeah? I guess we've got our first game against Croatia on the weekend. Tomorrow we kick off with Turkey v Italy, and then obviously Wales will play Switzerland as well on Saturday. So a lot of involvement from the home nations, specifically with England, Wales, and also Scotland as well. Scotland will be playing Czech Republic. I don't know how relevant that football match will be. I think the most relevant one will be England v Scotland next Friday, because let's put it this way, especially in the UK, the bragging rights are on. I just have a question: is anyone actually Scottish here? Just to check. All right.
Yep, you Scotty.
Nah.
All right, let's leave it as that then. We can discuss about England v Scotland sometime next week. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things to discuss about the England squad, about who will make the starting 11. Obviously, we probably got the hardest game first of all. No disrespect to both the Czech Republic or Scotland, but Croatia, given what happened in the last World Cup, we probably want to send a statement out there. I'm a bit disappointed Trent is injured. I'm not gonna lie. We can probably talk about Ben White later on, but I think Southgate is probably gonna end up starting with a back three or back five, however you want to look at it. Um, yeah, I'll leave that open to you guys. So, Ibby, do you have any other thoughts about England's chances or England's starting 11,
Should we go straight into the 11 then?
if you want?
How do you guys want to do it? Should we do like should we all tell our defense first and then midfield and then forwards, or should we just do the 11?
Go for the defence first.
Yeah. Should we do 4-3-3? Because I know Southgate's probably going to play 5, but I don't think none of us would play 5, right?
I mean,
I'd be 4, but yeah, we'll just go with whatever we've picked, really.
Okay.
Is everyone unanimous on the goalie first? Is everyone going Pickford or?
Yeah, I think it'll be.
yeah, I think this.
No. Are we doing what we think Southgate's going to do, or what we want?
What we want.
I think our ideal. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Pickford ahead of Henderson.
Yeah.
Your ideal.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Surprised with that, Hugh, after what he done to Big
Well,
Roger.
yeah, I know, but ultimately, at the end of the day, like, we want to go into the Euros with the most experienced goalkeeper, and unfortunately, I don't think we have the best bunch of the goalkeeping three that we have in respect to other European countries.
Well, you said he's had a good season, Pickford. Like,
he's had an all right season. I mean,
what I would say about Pickford is he does always seem to play his best games for England, and I don't think.
I mean, he's played well in the Merseyside derby as well. I'm just going to put that out there, but you know,
okay, so I'm saying Henderson. You guys are saying Pickford, yeah?
Is that Henderson? Is that Henderson based on United bias or Henderson on merit?
Probably a bit of United bias, but every time United have needed him this season, I think he's performed. Near the end, he actually kept De Gea out of the first team as well. So I would probably say because of that, Henderson. But I don't think there's much between them at this stage of their careers, probably. So yeah, probably I would say Henderson, but you guys Pickford, yeah. Okay, so back.
Are we doing back four in a 4-3-3 then, or how are we doing this?
Yes, to make it easier, it'll probably be easy if we all have the same formation, and we could just argue between players as opposed to.
All right, fine. Yeah, okay.
So right back, I'm going with Walker.
I'm going Reece James.
Torn. What do you go for?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go Trippier. Even after Reece James had an amazing Champions League, I think you can't.
So Lam, you have to go with Ben White then.
I shouldn't even be going. Nah, we'll get to that later. I'll probably go Walker.
If you don't think he's going, you're not going to like my centre backs.
Oh, no. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go Walker just for the experiences again.
Okay. Okay, centre back. Are we assuming that Maguire is going to be fit? Are we assuming Maguire and even Jordan Henderson they're going to be fit, or are we doing it in current situation that they're unlikely to play the group stages?
Yeah, just what we think for this game, because obviously it's unlikely with Henderson.
Okay, in that case, for me, centre backs will probably be Stones and Mings.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Stones and White for me.
Who? Sorry, Stones and Ben White.
Yeah, I know he's inexperienced, but he's a quality player. He did so well at Leeds in the Championship. He had a great season for Brighton last year. And honestly, if he has a decent, well, regardless of what kind of tournament he has, if United are looking at centre back, it wouldn't surprise me if he's on their list somewhere, because I think he's the real deal. And Mings, I think there's a mistake in him. He's not been in the best of form for Villa back end of the season. And yeah, Cody, I wouldn't be playing Cody in a 2 because he always plays in a 3 at Wolves. What are you saying now?
Don't know. I just don't. I'm gonna have to begrudgingly go for Mings. I have to begrudgingly go, even though there is a mistake. And what was it? The first minute of the last game, or the first couple minutes, made a mistake. I think he let the ball roll under his foot.
Yeah.
Such a basic. Happened in the first couple minutes. It's not like it's the latter stages where you could lose concentration. Game's just started, but I'm still gonna go for Mings. So dumb. But yeah, Mings.
I think it's probably the hardest area to pick a thing right pairing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not in the strongest position.
Especially with Maguire out. I think if Maguire's fit, it's him and Stones.
Yeah.
To think once we had Ferdinand and Terry.
I know.
Fun memories.
It'd be nice to just have one of them now.
I mean, this is an ultimate team suggestion. If any of you play FIFA still, Carl Walker at centre back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably gonna end up playing there anyway under Southgate, but you know. Anyway, shall we move on to left back?
Yeah.
Okay. Personally, I don't think that should even be a debate. I think Luke Shaw, but I know you are going to say Chilwell.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chilwell, of course.
I think over the course of the season, it has to be Luke Shaw. Chilwell came good last 4 or 5 months, and he's been good throughout the season, but especially outstanding the last 4 or 5 months. But I think Shaw throughout the season he's been keeping Tellez out as well. I think when United signed Tellez, it was almost he guaranteed to be a starter because we signed him, Brazilian left back, good reputation. Shaw kept him out of the team.
Yeah, I agree. Sure, he's had a great season. He's probably been the best left back in the Premier League.
The disrespect on Ben Chilwell is unreal.
No, I wasn't even disrespecting
the season. Everyone was saying he was a waste of money.
You know what? I'm going to lose this argument anyway, but I don't know. The latter half of the season, especially under Tuchel, he's been immense. The other thing is that, like, especially on the road to the Champions League final, he's put in good shifts for Chelsea, and on that basis, I think he adds something that's a little bit different at left back.
Hugh, I think you just do anything to keep a United player out of the team.
Well, I mean, there's that too, but
yeah. Well, we'll see when it comes to Rashford, and we'll see what happens there. So far, no Henderson for you, no Shaw for you. Yeah. All right.
And then Maguire as well, but that's due to injury.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 in midfield. I'll say Lam. Who did you say? Chilwell or Shaw?
Chilwell. Yeah.
Chilwell. Okay.
3 midfield. Well, in the past podcast, I said James Ward-Prowse. That's not happening. I would take the risk with Jordan Henderson. And to be fair, given that it's Croatia, I probably would have Declan Rice as the other midfielder, and I would only play one of Mount or Foden, and I'll have to go with Mount.
Wow.
Southgate's protege over here, stacking the CDMs.
Got Mourinho over here.
I think it's got to be one or the other. Can't have Hendo and I don't think Hendo should even be in contention, even if he is fit or close to fitness.
He won't be fit.
Yeah, I think he's just a wasted seat.
So you've got Henderson, Rice, and
Mount. Yeah.
You're leaving out Foden.
Yeah, I'm leaving out Foden because I think it's either or on Mount and Foden. And the thing is that Croatia is going to be our toughest game. We need to. I personally think we'd have to have two defensive-minded centre mids, just to contain the likes of Rakitic or Modric or Kovacic. Like their midfield is completely stacked. And then the other thing is that we will have a attacking threat in terms of whoever plays in the front three and whoever plays as that one attacking midfielder out of that midfield three. And Henderson's probably only going to last for 45 minutes, and then you can probably look to see who you can bring on to change the game. But I'd start with Henderson just for that leadership because he won't have it with Maguire being injured.
My three: Bellingham, Rice, and Mount. I don't think Henderson's going to be fit. I think Bellingham's a real deal. And Mount's had a good season at Chelsea. So,
would you again have him two holding and one advanced?
No, out of them, I'd have Rice sat sort of deeper, Mount box to box, and Bellingham just sort of like a deep line playmaker. So not coming on, but just like sort of keeping things ticking over. A bit like how Thiago's played for Liverpool the last few games of the season, just sort of moving the ball along nicely. That'd be my three in the central midfield. What about you, Ed?
Yeah, I'm going with Rice, CDM, Mount, and Grealish.
Yeah. Decent.
Yeah. I'd go Rice, Mount, Foden.
Rice, Mount, Foden.
Get Phil in there.
Three
different.
It just shows though, doesn't it? Like no matter what Southgate does, people are going to be kicking off at the first starting 11, saying, "Oh, why ain't so and so playing?" Like this, like we, other than centre back, where it's difficult to pick, not through having too many options. It's like not best of a bad bunch, but it's just difficult which is going to be the best pairing. Whereas I think every other position on the pitch, other than Kane, is definitely debatable, isn't it?
All the different combos, a lot of them can play in a different position. Hard to kind of fit them all in.
Yeah, definitely.
Max, who was your sorry? Bellingham, Rice, and
Mount.
Okay, so have you left out Foden, or is he for your front three?
He's in my front three.
Yeah, same with me.
Right.
So Hugh, you've left out. So you're the only one to leave out Foden.
Yeah, I'm going to leave out Foden because I have a front three in mind already.
Okay.
Straight to the front three.
Yeah.
Kane in the middle.
Obviously.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer, unless anyone's going to be crazy and suggest otherwise.
Hugh probably wants Danny Ings up there. Late call up just because he played for Liverpool twice.
Bring back Peter Crouch.
So everyone's got Kane through the middle. So
yeah.
who's either side of him for you here?
So right, I would have Sancho. And it'd be right. I'm not going to choose a United player. On the left, given his recent performances, Grealish, cutting in from the left.
You leave it out, Rashford.
Yep.
And Sterling.
Yep.
It's slow. It's slow, no? Bit of a slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not FIFA where you just pace abuse.
True.
He's a hater. What's the issue? He's not feeding enough kids.
Hugh reckons he's feeding too many.
For me, yeah, Kane middle, Foden on the right, Rashford on the left. I think start of the season, I'd definitely have Sterling in there, especially after last season, as in the 19-20 season. But yeah, from last season, Sterling wasn't really saying much. So I think I'd put Rashford in there, considering his goals and assist tally. I think he was second after Bruno for United. So I'd definitely have Rashford on the left. And you can't leave out Foden, in my opinion. So you have to put him on the right. And yeah, Kane up front, obviously.
Yeah. Lamb?
Agreed. I'm actually gonna pop Grealish in midfield and then have Foden up. So it'll be Rashford, Kane, Foden.
I'd
Foden, yeah.
I'd
Okay.
have Grealish and Foden either side of Kane in like a narrow two attacking midfielders like Chelsea were playing sort of back end of the season. So like a front three, but they're sort of tighter
In behind Kane.
not in behind, but not full width and just I just think that extra bit of creativity from having those two either side of Kane who thrives off good service. I just think a nice little like reverse pass, nice little slide rule pass. I think then you've got that pace to bring on rather, of Sancho, Rashford later in the game against tired legs if we need to make that breakthrough. That would be my. But
pretty good idea actually.
It's probably the most difficult part of the pitch for me because there are so many dangerous players. I mean, even none of us have mentioned Saka, but I think he's a great player. I think he'd be class. But yeah, we got options, but that would be my three.
Yeah, but knowing Gareth Southgate, he's probably going to play Saka as a wing back. It's going to be a back three or back five in defence, and all of our suggestions are probably going to go out of the window. Which is a shame given the attacking threat that we actually carry as a team.
I think all of the players that we mentioned will play a part though. So like Max said, if it is Grealish and Foden, you can see Sancho coming on at some point, or Rashford coming on, Sterling coming on. And the majority of those players can play either like attacking midfield or on the wing. So like Mount, Grealish, Foden, any of them can really just drop in and move out wide and play that number 10 role. So I think they'll all play their part.
What's funny is you mentioned this attacking threat. Look at the players: Kane, Rashford, Sterling, Mount, Foden, Grealish. Teams should be looking at those players, and they should be quite scared. Should be quite terrified of those players, but for some reason, I don't think they are.
And it's right because I think because of the balance of the squad, we're much better in the attacking areas. I think we should just go for it and go for team. Sort of, all right. If we get to the quarterfinals or whatever, and we lose 4-3 to France, I'd rather that than lose to them on penalties after.
At least they would have gone for it and given it a go rather than just.
I think you got the players to go for it as well, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna quickly ask you a question.
Yep.
How likely do you think football is coming home? Let's be realistic here.
Genuine realism.
Genuine realism.
Talking percentages or
I ain't coming home. Semis. Close to home.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get stuck in customs or something. I reckon. I don't know because we got a tough sort of draw if we get out of the group. So maybe quarters. Where do you reckon?
Yeah, I think semis as well. I think what are the teams that stand out for you? That's the thing. Like, who do you think if we come up against will struggle? I guess that's the question.
Any of the France, Germany, and Portugal group, Spain. Even though
I think we can do Spain. You know, I don't think Spain are the Spain of the last couple of.
You say that, but I think everyone's underestimating them with the squad that Luis Enrique has actually put out. Italy, I think, are going to be a challenging team to beat.
Yeah.
They don't
Italy,
seem to concede a lot of goals either, so they could literally scrape 1, 2, 3 goals and just not park the bus, but defensively they're solid enough not to concede goals. Belgium is another team that I don't think anyone has spoken about, given that their squad is aging. But that team, if you look at the personnel in it, has some. Yeah,
Still
it
think
can
they're
do
ranked
some
number one
damage.
in the world.
Yeah, they are. And I think a lot of people discount that, but
that Portugal team just looks mad as well. They got what?
yeah, Portugal stats.
Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Jota,
João Felix.
Right.
Felix.
So on that one, who do we all think's gonna win it? Who you
France
saying?
for me.
France. Hugh.
I'm gonna go a little bit controversial here because France
Liverpool.
have. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Belgium because France have got a tough group, and I think legs are gonna get tired towards the end. And I think Belgium have got quite a nice running, so I think they're probably gonna be the ones with a shout. I mean, they're world number 1, so let's see if they can actually deliver something.
Lamb.
I'm going to go Portugal, even though they are in group of death. I think
Yeah.
all that quality can make it. What do you think?
I just think France have just got by far the best squad. And I know there's been rumours about Mbappe and Giroud falling out, but if I'm sure they'll patch it up for the sake of winning another trophy. So they'd be my winner. What about, has anyone got a dark horse that they think's gonna sort of outperform what everybody's expectations are gonna be of them?
Believe it or not, for me, dark horse, I think England. I think the rest of Europe aren't probably taking England as seriously because a lot of the young players coming into the team, perhaps a lot of people don't know about these players. But obviously, watching the Prem week in, week out, we know how good some of these players are. So, yeah, I think probably England are dark horses to go really far or potentially outside chance of winning it. But, yeah.
Hugh?
I'm gonna be slightly controversial again, but going back to 2016, I think Wales did quite well there. Yeah, they got into the semi-finals, and look, no one's really been speaking about them given the group they've had. But against, I see your reaction already, but hear me out. Like, honestly, when Gareth Bale wants to turn up when he wants to, he's a completely different player. And I feel like his end of the season, especially how he played at Tottenham, he was basically using that as a warm up to play for Wales in the Euros. And adding to that, like, you have Aaron Ramsey, you still have a lot of Premier League quality players there. And if they can somehow get a draw out of Italy, and then somehow beat either or Switzerland and Turkey and get another draw, they are gonna go through to the next round, and they're probably going to be one of those annoying teams that you hate to play against because they're going to play a back 5. But unlike England, where they have attacking quality, they'll probably just go 1-0 up and just park the bus and frustrate people. Like, you think it's mad.
Okay, Hugh, now to your serious answer.
Yeah. No, I'm genuinely serious. Like,
mate, you say they're going to be one of them teams that you just hate to play. If England got out of the group and they had Wales in the next round, they'll be buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, we were buzzing when we had Iceland in the last Euros, and look how that ended up.
All right, don't bring that up, Hugh.
Yeah, exactly. So every game is a game that you can win. Every game is a game that you can get beat.
Nah, Hugh's right. Hugh recognizes talent in that Wales team. Recognizes the quality. So Wales, but I think Turkey as well could be a bit of a surprise. Yilmaz up top. They got, Kalanoglu on the wing. I think they could be I think my forefathers are cursing me for saying it, but I think Turkey could be a bit of a surprise. So
my surprise package is Italy, and that's purely because I don't know whether it's their sort of national mentality. If there's such,
I don't think there'll be a surprise package, man.
Eh?
I don't think there's going to be a surprise package. I would.
If Tibbs can have England, I can have Italy, surely. But yeah, no, I just think they might just go under the radar. All of a sudden, they're in the semis, and then they.
Good. If Immobile turns up as well, I think.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
That time.
Because after him, they've not got great options. But yeah, I just think that they'll be there come the end.
It's quite interesting that we've all left one country out, and I don't know if it's because Van Dijk's injured and he's not going to play in the Euros, but Holland are definitely there for a shout. Like even without Van Dijk, they still have De Vrij, they Genie Wijnaldum, and we can come back to him later about the latest transfer news with him. Depay, and then you've got to think about they've got a good set of young attacking talent. They may not be ready to win a tournament this time round, but given in 4 years' time, or even closer in terms of Qatar in the World Cup, they definitely have something to work with and something to build on.
What about player of the tournament?
Gareth Bale. I'm joking.
No, that's a good one.
No, I don't think. Honestly, if as much as you want to laugh at my suggestion for Wales as dark horse, I actually think that it's going to be someone who's going to be player of the tournament. Is going to be an obvious one. It's going to be someone like Mbappe or Ronaldo. And to be fair, given that it might be Ronaldo's last tournament on the international stage, I feel like he probably will want to make his mark on it.
I'm gonna go like full rose tinted glasses, but Jack Grealish. If we get to the semis, like a lot of people think we can, it's going to be because players like him are performing, and because he's sort of quite early on in his England career, I just think that he could be one of those that just comes to the fore because he ain't lacking in confidence, that's for sure, and I don't think he's going to go missing on the big stage. I just think he could have a great tournament. If England do well, then the likes of him and Foden are going to have to play well.
I'm going with Bruno.
Bruno.
I think I might go with Bruno as well.
Yeah? Why Bruno, Ed? What do you reckon he's going to bring?
Goals. I think he's just
Penalties.
Penalties, yeah, exactly.
Loads of penalty shootouts, yeah.
After the whistle.
Nah, even the other, was it yesterday? Put Israel in the mud. Two goals, I think.
Yeah.
On the pen.
Oh, he got both the goals today. I've seen the score, but I didn't.
Yeah. The last goal, especially, I think, was a screamer. And I think he's going to take the weight of from Ronaldo's shoulders a little bit, helping him with the goals, and Ronaldo having Bruno behind him. I think, yeah.
It's going to be a weird tournament for Portugal and Ronaldo, isn't it? Because everything before has literally all been on his shoulders.
Yeah.
This time, I just hope that it's sort of
cohesive.
Not all like the team's built for Ronaldo, because they've got so many good players as well. It's like Ronaldo's got to fit into their best team now, not fit a team around Ronaldo. Not saying that he's not the best player in the squad, but he's got other players there with him now, whereas before it was like he was on his own.
Do you reckon he's annoyed about that he's not the star, or do you reckon he's happy that people can provide him more service to get more goals?
I don't think it matters.
Selfish, but which way do you reckon he's thinking?
I think he's mature enough now to, and with Portugal, so it's different for him. Like when he went off in the final that year, and he's like the manager on the side.
Yeah, that's true. It's not club level.
Yeah, I think the other thing you have to bear in mind that is in terms of Portugal, like there's always been that talk about Ronaldo or Messi, and the one thing that he can say that Messi can't say, and maybe Copa America will change that, is that he's won an international tournament at a senior level, and
not even just one. He pretty much carried.
He carried them until he got injured. Yeah, but the thing is that like he has pretty much nothing left to prove. Maybe if it was a World Cup, it'd be a different story. But in this case, like he knows that he's coming in as the defending champion in terms of Portugal, and unlike last time when he basically carried that team to the final, he now has a good squad. Like this Portugal squad is completely different to the one that was in 2016. And you look at that attacking force that they have with Bruno, with Diogo Jota even. And then you have the midfield presence as well with Bernardo Silva. Like there's a lot of good quality in that Portugal squad that were either too young at the time or too inexperienced at the time, who have now come leaps and bounds since that tournament, or you've got these new faces who are coming in and actually putting their stamp on the ground as well.
Move on to transfers.
Genie Wijnaldum to PSG. Just gonna plug a Liverpool related news there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Liverpool will miss him, I'm sure.
yeah, I think most Liverpool fans didn't want him to leave, but unfortunately, with the way the club policy is going, and especially when players hit 30 contracts and the length of contracts.
Is that what it was? Because he said the
well,
other week that they'll find out the truth soon.
Yeah, he said. Well, that's what a lot of people have been guessing what's behind the reasons behind the contract, but I think it will be unveiled as soon. Like he said, his focus is on Netherlands at the time, given that the Euros is now. But he said he will explain more after the tournament. But I think what I find a little bit surprising is Barcelona trying to get all these players on a free signing, and then PSG is like, "Oh yeah, here you go. Here's double your salary," and yeah. It almost looks as if he was set to go to Barca, and then PSG come knock in. And I don't know if that's the Poch effect or if it's just money that talks.
No, I think it's that oil money effect.
I mean, does anyone have anything else to say about Genie? Or I think there's another one that I want to bring up, and that's about Jadon Sancho.
I was just going to say, I think Wijnaldum, I think a lot of people will, because although a lot of Liverpool fans do like him, there's still some doubters. I think they'll realise when he's gone what he sort of did for the team. I think he was a great player for him. But yeah, what was the other one you wanted to talk about, Hugh? Sorry.
Jadon Sancho, and to United.
Yeah. What's happened now?
Yeah. So Ibby, I don't know what your thoughts are, but apparently a £67 million bid has been rejected.
But weird one, isn't it? It's like personal. They're saying personal terms have been agreed, but the clubs can't agree to a fee. But I think it will be. I think it will be this transfer window. I think it's going to be one of them ones where it's going to probably end up finishing after the Euros, the whole Jadon Sancho saga. But it will drag on a little bit. But I think it will be this transfer window that it gets finalized. I think any longer, then I think United will lose interest in him.
Well, people tired by the time they sign him if they don't do this.
And Dortmund, I don't think Dortmund are silly enough to keep it like dragging on for that long and have his value being cut as well. So
well, I think they said to him last year, didn't they? Look, give us this season, and then we'll let you go next year. So hopefully.
I mean, they only just scraped into getting into the Champions League. Even though they had a good start, the rest of the season was shaky at best, and it seemed like they were playing a bit of a catch-up game. And I don't think, like, Sancho's probably looking at where do I move next to win titles. And yeah, I think given that Bayern dominate that league, Germany probably isn't the place to go unless you do go to Bayern Munich.
There's not really a lot of other, like, there's obviously transfer speculations, but there's not any massive news, is there?
I mean, there's a lot more talk about the managers situation.
Oh, hang on, I was reading today. Apparently, Lambs fell out of Zoom.
I think he's got breaking news.
You just had to get on the phone to Fabrizio.
Yeah.
I was reading today. Apparently, Abramovich is happy to pay the huge fee for Haaland.
That doesn't surprise me because
it's like a status thing for him, isn't it?
Well, it's not just that. Like, look at how Timo Werner's been performing right now. He can't even hit a barn door open, let alone score a bunch of goals. So definitely, they do need a striker somewhere. And yeah, maybe Haaland is on the market, and he would be a good option, especially with seasons to come. Because like, I don't think Tammy Abraham and Giroud are going to be the answer to that. And Timo Werner, even though he's a quality striker who came from the Bundesliga with a reputation, he can't even score. Well, I think he's been unlucky, but he doesn't look any closer to scoring goals.
Funny, because you said he's coming from the Bundesliga with a reputation. Were you on about Werner or Haaland then?
No, Werner. Well, Haaland as well, but like Werner before, under Leipzig, he was scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
You think if Chelsea sign Haaland next season, that's the Premier League sealed?
Nah.
Do you reckon? What, even if City got Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah. The competition will be insane.
It could be a mental season next year with Liverpool getting players back. Obviously, they've signed Konate. Chelsea look like they're going to be challenging, and obviously City. I suppose it's up to the likes of like United and Leicester to get busy. And yeah, if United bring in Sancho and can
Get Sancho.
There's talks about Varane as well.
Oh really?
Yeah,
To United.
yeah, to United. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Madrid are doing because like Sergio Ramos is struggling to get a new contract signed. He could be on his way out.
Apparently, it's off the table now.
Yeah. Well, I think they're still trying to discuss about a potential contract, but we'll see what happens with that.
Where would he go? Where would he go?
Yeah, that's a good. The only
Team
team,
going.
the only team that I can see him
PSG.
going is PSG. Yeah,
Yeah.
unless Pep wants to pick up the phone.
Do you reckon he's a bit too old for the Prem? That's
Well, you could say that about Thiago Silva, but look at how
True.
well he
That'd be
adapted.
all right.
Did he?
actually.
What's the latest on the manager front then, Q?
So apparently Tottenham are going after Paulo Fonseca now. So the coach that they basically replaced with Mourinho is apparently joining the club that sacked Mourinho. If you believe the latest papers, so it's pretty much the most Tottenham thing that you can possibly think of happening. Like, you get rid of your manager, and you basically are now in talks with. Okay, first of all, you try to get Conte, and he basically didn't believe in the footballing philosophy or where the club direction is going. And then you go after a manager who basically has been fired or got rid of and replaced by the manager that you sacked with to begin with. It makes no sense whatsoever. But having said that, I do feel like he is a good coach, and he's probably the best option on the table other than Nuno Espirito Santo, who probably will end up at Everton, although the Palace job is still available as well. So the managerial merry-go-round will continue, and I think it will continue all the way throughout the Euros. And I think Bruno Lage has also been confirmed as the coach for Wolves now. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of chop and change. It'll be interesting to see how all of this pans out.
Yeah, definitely. I think there might be a couple of sort of surprise names to come into the Prem, because looks like Palace and Everton are both sort of taking their time. Are they struggling to get someone, or are they waiting for somebody to come out of the Euros? But if I was running a club, I'd rather have them sorted before the Euros even start.
Well, I think if you wait until the Euros and see if anyone's leaving their national sides and just trying to see if they're up for grabs and to give them a role, you've basically got pre-season. You have a very short, limited time to work on the transfer market. It just makes no logical sense.
No.
Like right now, if you were to join a team as a new manager, it's probably before the tournament starts, just so you can see who's in the squad, what transfer opportunities are out there to sign players, and actually start building a team that you can bring into pre-season and actually get ready for the first game ahead. But I don't know, the world of football never works logically, and it always brings surprises. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
So obviously Sunday we're all going to watch the game.
Oh yeah.
Where are you watching it, Hugh?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna end up watching it at home. But yeah, I'll see if there's anywhere I can watch it outside. But likelihood is I'm watching it at home. How about you guys?
At home.
At home.
Yeah. Shall we finish it with predictions then for Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
watching at home, Ed?
No, I'm watching it around a friend's house.
Oh yeah, COVID safety protocols. Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of
now.
2 meters apart.
Outside in the garden, socially distanced.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got informer on the podcast.
Was Ben White's inclusion mentioned? Because I dropped out for a minute. Dodgy internet.
That's a very good point.
Did you want to have a moment about that, Lam?
Lamb's fuming.
I did actually. Yeah, I do. Where's JLingz?
That's because you think it's Ben White from school.
Where's J? He was the one missing the shoe in the yearbook photo, wasn't he? Yeah, where's JLingz? Why ain't JLingz there?
We've got enough of them players, haven't we?
Should be there.
I think we've got enough of an attacking lineup.
If we're going to go for it, we want as much attacking threat as possible, not
I think.
another
Where's
defense.
Wan-Bissaka?
Oh my
Where's
god!
Twan
Here we go.
Zabi?
Oh my god! Here we go. Mate, come on, pipe down.
Bottom of the barrel with that one.
Jola Shorteray.
I think, to be fair, with Ben White's inclusion, it does suggest that Maguire is not going to be match fit for most of the group stages. That's the only thing that I can think why he would choose Ben White over the other two other players. I'm a little bit disappointed that James Ward-Prowse isn't in the squad, given that Trent's injured.
I'd have probably had him.
But
would Maguire coming back after the group? So would that be? Is that kind of confirmed when he'd be back, or is
no,
that?
there's no
Yeah, but that's an interesting one, isn't it? What if in the groups, Mings and is assuming it's Mings and Stones? Imagine they keep 2 clean sheets and concede 1 goal.
Yeah.
Does Maguire come straight into the back four then?
He'll go in goal. But no, you'd be a mug, I think, if you changed your team for that.
And that's with any position, right? So same with Henderson. If he's fully fit after the group stages, and Rice, Foden, Mount, Grealish, they're all doing the business in midfield. Do you take one of them out just to make space for Henderson? You would say yes.
I would say yes, actually, but I honestly think that even if Henderson isn't fully match fit, they'll take the risk of starting him.
Do you know what? When you said about the leadership earlier, with Maguire not being there, I thought, yeah, you might be right there. But personally, I still wouldn't be starting him. But yeah, I do think that will be a big factor in it, having a leader, another leader with Kane on the pitch.
What's the predictions, guys?
I'm being
for Sunday.
Sorry, for Sunday, yeah.
I'll go 1-1. I'll go 1-1. What do you reckon? What are you thinking?
I saw something on Facebook today. It came up as like a promotion thing. It was Redknapp and Michael Owen talking about the Sunday's predictions. I don't know if any of you saw it. So I think Redknapp said something like 3-0. I think he said 3-0. And then Michael Owen, just being the donor that he is, he goes, I think England are going to be big scorers this, and he's not even joking. He goes, I think England are going to be big scorers this tournament. I'm going with 2-1.
To Croatia.
I think you know what, I'm going to agree with Owen. I think 2-1 because I think the defense probably is going to concede, but the attacking threat is too much, so probably 2-1.
I was expecting you to say that Owen said they'd win 4-4. What do you reckon, Hugh?
I'm going to be optimistic. I think it's going to be 3-1 England. And I think Kane is going to score at least one of those goals.
Oh, final one. Did we? I think I might have dropped down. Did you mention?
What did Max say? Sorry.
1-1.
Oh, sorry, Lam.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, did you talk about Golden Boot for the tournament?
No, we did Player of the Year, Golden Boot.
PCL.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Hugh's trying to think of any Liverpool player that plays up front in the Euro. Origi.
He's going to sneak Danny Ings into the cargo hold.
Very funny, guys.
God.
Do you know what? I actually think it might be Lukaku.
Oh, yeah, shout.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, none of us mentioned him as well.
Yeah.
Actually, compared to what? We need to put some respect on Kaku's name.
Yeah, I don't know. Top scorer.
I'm going Benzema.
Didn't he just get injured in the friendlies?
I saw him go bad.
I
was hoping it would be a little minor minor knock that you can shake off, but oh.
I'm agreeing with Hugh for once. Lukaku.
Yeah, I think that's a great shout. Yeah, but I'll just go with Mbappe because I think France will win it and he'll play every game. So hedging my bet so I can be smug about it.
No one said Kante either.
Kane.
Player to watch, considering the season he had.
Yeah, he's been unreal. He's just a machine.
Well, we've missed out a lot of players. You can put the same and say the same about Paul Pogba because him in a French shirt is completely different to the Pogba at United.
Yeah, he's got Kante with him, hasn't he? And like, what a joy!
Because he's not playing with a bunch of scrubs.
Do you reckon he misses Fred during the summer? Just phones him up for a laugh. Like. But yeah, no, I can't wait. I just can't wait for there to be football on whenever I put the telly on. It's just going to be good. Just wish I could work from home for the next 3 or 4 weeks and just watch all of the games. But yeah. Oh, talking of one last thing, how do we all think the other home nations will do? Do you think Scotland will get out of the group? Just quickly.
I think Scotland will probably get out of the groups as the third place, as in like the best third place. I don't see them beating Croatia or England. Wales.
Wait, what do you mean at third place?
Like the best third place goes through to like the playoffs rounds, don't they?
Oh,
because there's 24 teams. I think Wales may be in a similar position, and we could actually see like a Wales v Scotland, in the next round.
That'd be awesome.
Or at least that's what. And Lamb's just dropped off again. Did he get offended by what I just said or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
Yeah. No, there's a good chance that both of them will get to the playoffs. I think Wales probably have the harder of the jobs, given that Turkey and Italy are going to be difficult sides, and Switzerland are no pushovers either. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
My prediction: Wales are going to come bottom of their group, and Scotland will finish in the top 2 of our group.
Yeah, I agree with you, Max. I think Scotland will finish second, and I don't know about Wales. I think Bale. I know people write him off, but I think he's still got the ability to just turn it on. And I don't know if they'll finish bottom, or do that badly. But yeah, I think Scotland will do all right actually. Was it Gilmore?
Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. Andy Robertson.
McTominay.
Yeah, McTominay.
McSauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lamb's gone now, isn't he? Is he coming back, or are we
No, I
wrapping
don't
up
think
now?
All right, given the technical, yeah, he's got technical issues. He just said something about his internet. So I think on that note, it's probably good to close out. So yeah, as I usually close out in most of the other previous podcasts, be sure to check out our socials and our YouTube page. So don't forget to drop a subscribe button. And then we do have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a Twitter at Internet Podcast, and facebook.com/Internet Podcast as well. We are in the process of getting a SoundCloud up and running. We have the account set up, and yeah, I keep on mentioning in the last 2 episodes that we will get some content over. So yeah, that's coming very, very shortly. Hopefully it will be done by this weekend. And then yeah, other than that, I have nothing else to add. It'd be all Max. Do you have anything to add other than Lamb's internet issues?
I just wanted to say that it might come home.
Maybe any closing notes?
Nah, nothing really. Just all the best to England.
Yep. And on that note, I think in the next episode we'll be catching up and seeing how the progress goes so far. So yeah, let's hope for the best.
Sunday, hopefully, innit?
Yeah, let's hope for the best for England, and then we'll catch up then and review how it's been going so far and what's to come. Once again, thank you for listening and thank you for watching, and we will speak to you and I guess look forward to hearing from most people soon.